So the grace is going to be said by Rotarian JP, Loyal Toast by PP, Stellanis. The forward test is going to be said by myself. The object of Rotary is going to be said by Richard, Asana Rotarian, and we are going to move in that order.
The grace for what we are going to discuss on, and also what we shall receive, let us be mindful of others.
Amen.
Amen. And good evening, members.
Good evening.
Let's all toast to the health of His Excellency, the President of Uganda.
To His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda.
President, thank you.
Of the things we think, say, or do, first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it be and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
The object of Rotary is to encourage and foster the ideal of service as a basis of worthy enterprise, and in particular, to encourage and foster first the development of acquaintance as an opportunity of service. Second, high ethical standards in business and professions, the recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupations, and the dignifying of each Rotarian's occupation as an opportunity to serve society. Third, the application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's personal, business, and community life. Fourth, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through a world fellowship of business and professional persons united in the ideal of service.
We finished the first phase, now we're doing the first phase and closing on the second phase. The second phase, as I want to remind members, that Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya is the lead implementing club for Rotary Family Health Days in brief medical camps in both districts, 9213 and 9214. So what we've been doing is to support those clubs through medical camps in every part of this country, as long as they express interest at the time when we called for expression of interest. We have an opportunity contribution by one of the biggest contributors of the fund, that's called Sarah Sheehan. She contributed about 50,000 USD. And when there is an endowment fund or contribution, Rotary International, the Rotary Foundation, deems it necessary to send a cadre, a Rotary International cadre, to visit what goes on. So the Rotary International cadre will be coming, visiting the Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya, but also reviewing the processes of how we've been supporting other clubs to do medical camps in the country. So we will be receiving the delegate, and we will be working with him or her, and we shall be working as Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya. Thank you very much, President.
Yeah, so just to add on, we shall be implementing one more medical camp, and that medical camp is in partnership with the Cancer Run activation team at the district. And that medical camp will happen at Harris International offices in Kawempe. All facilitations required in terms of setup, in terms of medical services and other things have been catered for. Our will is to have at least all Rotarians of Kampala Club at least be present, since it's a district arrangement. We're also going to request our neighboring clubs like Rotary Club of Kawempe and Makerere, Kampala, to be part of the activation or the medical camp at Kawempe. The other information I would have for the club is about projects. We have numerous projects. However, I'll talk about those that are ongoing. We have an ongoing project for empowering or economic empowerment of vulnerable girls and teenage mothers at Chichusa Ruwero. We supported the ladies down there with tailoring machines or sewing machines and hairdressing or hair dryers. We were able to support about 55 ladies. And this project has 2 phases. The second phase is about the GOAT project. Yeah, so about the GOAT project, we are meant to supervise and construct a goat house and equip it with a number of goats. Obviously, we're going to use the funds available as per the grant to have that implemented. We've started the implementation of constructing. The contractor was identified who's supposed to construct based on our budgets. We received at least 3 quotations and we chose the lowest one. And this goat construction, as per the committee that was set, is supervised by our very own President-elect Paul Kigozi, and the works are undergoing. We probably think tomorrow will be the first day. The first tool will be laid on the ground for the construction of the goat house. We can clap for Rotarian Kigozi. And then as days follow on, we are still also identifying goat suppliers. We are looking into local goats, so that we can equip that goat house with the goats that are needed. And then we shall hand over, obviously with the signage, and also close the project and share the end project report to our partners in America, including the Rotary Club of Minnewaska, Maple Grove, Sauk Center, and Alexandria. Obviously, we've partnered with a community-based organization that is Voluntary Community Hearts for Girl-Child Concerns. Yes, that is the institute. So that's the institute that is overseeing all the activities, including trainings and all that. And we've also gone on the ground to do that. And I thank the members that escorted us to do part of the monitoring and evaluation. Thank you so much. That is the project in Ruwero. The other project is the maternal and child health project that we are doing this year. It's a continuation of our project where we've been equipping different hospitals with hospital equipments, including beds, hospital beds. Some of them are healthcare beds, maternal beds, and the like. So in our last venture, this month on the 28th, we are handing over hospital equipment, including a bed, including bladder scanners, pressure gauges, and other equipment to Nindye Health Center 3, Mkozi, that is along Masaka Road, and it's in Impigi district. So we shall be handing over the materials, and we are partnering with our Rotary Club of Ikweta Kayabwe information to implement that project. So we have a feeling it will be a very wonderful success. And also we shall visit the Rotary Club information to end the day of 28th. It will be a Saturday. So I welcome all of you members to be part of it and implement. Those are the ongoing projects at the moment. However, I will not go through all the others. We do have continuing projects which we refer as DCA happening at Speak Resort Munyonyo. Members, let us be there. Payments have been closed off, but if there's a chance for a member to pay, the last time I saw it was $300. For those who are paid early, paid $200. So let us represent our mother club member, that is DGE Daniel Damlira, who's becoming the next governor from our mother club, Mengo. So let us be there and let us be supportive of the event.
We held a board meeting, as you may all recall, last Tuesday after fellowship, and we confirmed those. So today the PE is going to do exactly that. The program, which was shared with me, is that we are having, I'm going to introduce our PE, then thereafter introduce the PE and the keynote speaker, and then the PE will come and unveil the leaders, the future leaders, and then the rest president will handle. So right about now, I'm using the president's word, right about now.
Yes, right.
Allow me to introduce to you your PE. Your PE is none other than Mr. Paul Kigozi. Paul Kigozi is a charter member of this club. Actually, charter secretary, charter treasurer of this club, as giving you my role then. He's a charter secretary of this club.
Treasurer.
Charter treasurer of this club, and is a Paul Harris fellow, so he knows a lot about money. He's a certified accountant from ICPAU, Institute of Certified Public Accounts of Uganda, and he has over 20 years experience in public sector audits, working with OAG, Office of the Auditor General, and he's a married man with children. He doesn't want to say how many girls. And of course, as I earlier said, he's a charter member of this club and a Paul Harris fellow. Please clap for our PE, who is going to come and unveil the whole.
Good evening, fellow Rotarians, Rotaractors, and friends.
Good evening.
Fellow Rotarians, Rotaractors, I don't see interactors around, and friends, I welcome you to our board unveiling. I take this opportunity to thank the board and the club assembly for nominating me as a president of Rotary Club for year 2026-2027. I also want to thank you, colleagues, for prayers and words of encouragement during the previous few months of what I went through. I was almost giving up, but I was almost giving up on the role which I was offered to serve, but God is good. Fellow Rotarians and Rotaractors, our board for 2026-2027 Rotary year is as follows. Of course, the Vice President, who will be our PE in that year, is none other than Rotarian Evarist Mulumba. Club Administration will be Rotarian Brenda Jombwe. The Treasurer is PP Sarah Buwembo. Secretary is Rotarian Marion Nambeja. Membership is Rotarian Jennifer Ambona. Public relations is Rotarian Richard Kasana. We have monitoring and evaluation, who is going to be Rotarian Beatrice Nabwami. And the Rotary Foundation is going to be PhD Daniel Lubogo. We have service projects is PP Miriam Kauma. Members, that is our board for 2026-2027. And the following are our club officers for the same year. Sergeant at Arms is PP Abdu Bawonga. Family of Rotary is Rotarian Salam Biru. On to DCA, Stroke RI Convention Officer is Rotarian Victoria Najita. Polio, our polio officer for that year is PP Stella Davis. Youth officer is PP Helen Sally. And we are going to have project leaders for a number of projects. Our Magoma project, our project officer is PP Stephen Tebiasa. For teach projects, our officer is going to be PP Helen Sally. Education and skills for economic growth, our project leader is none other than IPP Richard Mutwaf, who will be IPP that year, is Richard Mutwaf. And we have Rotary Family Health Days is none other than Rotarian Richard Matovu. Those are our club officers for that year. During the impact year, we intend to do the following. It is not the plan, but I just outlined a few things. Membership, we intend to increase our membership by 10 new members. The foundation, the Rotary Foundation, we will contribute at least $1,500. I said at least, that means we will contribute more, but at least. Disease prevention, stroke treatment, we intend to do 2 health camps, 1 in each half. Basic education, stroke literacy, will continue with Magoma project and 1 other project. We shall have board meetings, at least 4 board meetings, 1 in each quarter. For Rotarians, as I conclude, our district guide call is each one to engage for impact. That is our district call for that year. We shall share our plan for the year during the retreat, our retreat. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Thank you so much, our dear PE, and you can retain the seat.
No, President, I want you to take your seat.
You can retain the seat. He has given a very wonderful unveiling of our board. Apologies, some of the members are not here today, but at least I have the club secretary in the house, that is Rotarian Marion. A very, very important. That is one of the key board members. The rest are not here, but because of jam and other, they may be joining us later. I would want to welcome the admin once more to introduce our keynote speaker.
Our keynote speaker tonight is Peter S. Zake. He's a charter president and world-class president of this mighty club, Rotary Club of Kampala, Wandegeya. He's AGE, Lake Victoria Zone 15, and he will be leading clubs, 3 clubs. This is RC Busabala, RC Maya, RC Nsambya. He's also the chair, Rotary Family Health Day Board, and he's married with children, not wife, but he's married with children. He works with the Kingdom of Buganda as Undersecretary and Principal Gender Officer. He said he's going to give us a talk on that gender next time. He's a PHF +2. Members, welcome CP Peter Zake to give us his address. Thank you.
Past President Helen for introducing me. And as she introduced me, President, may I borrow just a minute of my time to introduce an important guest this evening amidst us. She's by the names Aisha Nabagala, Rotarian to be. Aisha, may you please stand up? She's a businesswoman. She imports and sells various authentic products. You mark the authentic. Like they introduced me, she's also a mother and a wife. Please join me to introduce Aisha to the congregation of Rotary Club of Kampala, Wandegeya. It's an honor and privilege today to be speaking on this very important day when the President-elect has unveiled his leadership team. As he was reading the team, I was very keen on thinking of how this team is going to drive the Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya. And what came to my mind first and foremost, that leadership in Rotary is not about just the titles. And Aisha will be scared when you hear PP, IPP, AG, DG, so many titles. Those titles are just helping us to easen the so many words that we would be using to describe who is who. But it is responsibility. And when he read the team, yes, it comes with responsibility. Fellow members of Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya, that responsibility is not for PE Paul Kigozi alone. It's for the Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya. And each of us, including Rotaractors and Interactors, have a duty bound to see that Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya shines. That the flag of Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya is known, the brand is out there, and whatever we do has impact, is big and bold. When I was talking about when Helen introduced me as chair, Rotary Family Health Days, and then this and that, say, oh, you are doing big things. Yes, we need to do big things. And incrementally, if each of us does something that has impact, then the Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya will be big. So I will urge you first and foremost to support the leadership team that is coming in the Rotary year 2026-2027. Thank you very much for clapping. I have 3 scenarios that do not apply to Wandegeya, but apply to other clubs elsewhere. But we can learn from them. We have a syndrome. The syndrome is my year syndrome. Everyone comes with their year, and they are very eager to push that year, to show that that year is big. And no president comes into presidency without that year in him. So everyone plans, and everyone wants to do big things. But you can't do those things alone. So that's Sometimes you find that, yes, the president is very active, is very energetic. Actually, at his workplace, is one of the best products of that company. But when it comes to Rotary, his club is not doing as well. Why? In Rotary, we come to lead other leaders. And leadership does not mean that you have a company that you preside over. No, you're a leader from home, you're a father, you're a mother. That's why even our homes are different. The way you handle your children, the way you handle your siblings, the way you handle your brothers and sisters, that is all leadership. Now, you get someone who is just acquainted to instructions of kids at home. Gwe kola kino, gwe tewakoze kino, gwe kola kino. And in her presidency, she also comes and says, gwe tokoze kino, lwaki tewakoze kino. They will not come. They will only respond when you appeal to them because they are fellow leaders. So, leadership in Rotary is volunteer leadership, but we need to know the strength of each of our members and tap into each of those strengths in order for us to be a very strong club. The second one is, if you want us to be a big club, we need to appear to be so. Appearing and the brand are something that work together. You cannot say that you're going to be strong and you're sitting in Kolping Hotel by yourselves every Tuesday and you think you'll be a very strong club, and that will not be done by the president alone. Each one of us has to come out, just like we have done at some time. And all of a sudden we started being so busy, consumed by everything, and the vibe goes down. It's high time we revised our ways of engaging other club members in other clubs. They only return those visits, and then you find your place is full. As we're in Zanzibar for Aegis training, he said many of the clubs have 60% of the members attending from other clubs, visiting Rotarians. Meaning that we need to invest in visiting other more than 60 clubs than our clubs in order for us to have an attendance that is so deserving. And then you say, wow. It's not by only praying to God. It's by doing some of the actions that will bring these other members to visit your club. Secondly, we need to get those good speakers. When the flyer goes out and they say, I have to go and, get and listen to this speaker. A renowned speaker or a topic that is going to, galvanize people around to come and listen to it. At some point, it was Charter President Robert Walakira. He used to say, I come to Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya because they are very good speakers. But it's not very frequent now. What happened? So we need to revisit let's make our fellowships fun. Let's joke. Let's find something that is very interesting to someone, to give value to someone who has left Chiwatule, who has left Munyonyo, drove through all that traffic jam, spent an hour with you. They need that value in the 1 hour or 30 minutes that they are having with you. That time will not be fetched by President-elect alone, but with the entire club. However, the president will have a responsibility of engaging the leadership, the team as he has read it to us. It will be his responsibility to engage, and I'm glad at the Pearls training in Munyonyo, President was at 100% because the treasurer, the secretary were all present and attended fully the sessions. So in Rotary, we choose to serve, and sometimes we pay to serve. One time, PDG Ken Mugisha said that, yes, people enjoy Rotary. And in Pearls also, it also came out and said, we thought we are coming to Rotary to enjoy. Now you are telling us all this structure, governance. Yes, we enjoy, but Rotary is also a structured organization. Enjoying is part of it. But it's a structured organization because you become an international citizen, a member of Rotary International. So it has to come with something that resonates with internationality. So yes, you are an international citizen. You are going to enjoy. But yes, governance is good. They'll expect that when the president leaves office, the leadership teams that comes in will change signatures. Okay, will use the accounts. Will be accountable. Will issue receipts. That's the organization we are in, that we choose to serve. But as we serve, we need to inspire those we serve. And as we serve, we need to feel for the communities we serve. Sometimes they ask, what makes you, stay in Rotary? Sometimes you sit back and think and say, if I was able to be part of a team that helped a community get water, that was part of establishing the blood bank or cancer ward in Zambia, was part of big things, because in Rotary, yes, we do big things. And how do we do them? We make small contributions, yes. Like the Paul Harris Fellow, those contributions are put in a basket. The basket is called the Rotary Foundation. Now that basket, the good thing is, for us we may be putting something little, what we can afford, because in Rotary, everyone puts what they afford, right? But that small thing that you put in is matched first by the district, the DDF, then Rotary International, and finally you get a grant of $150,000 to do Rotary Family Health Days, medical camps in the entire country, Uganda. Then someone says, but Rotary nga bagagga. No, si bagagga nnyo naye bagagga kuki kumutima. You can have someone with billions of money, but cannot part with $500 to be a PHF or $1,000 to be a PHF. Hizo zitwalawo. Wewe agamba nti okuwa PHF temulimu trip za bloka meka, mulimu omusenyu obusawo meka. That kind of thinking. Yes, it comes with value and making a difference where it matters most in the communities we serve. So think about those communities. You also have communities, and the communities we serve probably will never be there. My child may never go to Karamoja to have education there, but Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya can have a project in Magoma, in Chichusa, in Karamoja. Yes, that heart of appreciating what Rotary is being able to benefit communities. That will become a beacon of hope and integrity and action in all what we are going to be doing. I pray next year we become people of action, just like President has been singing. 3 things that we might have to pick out of here. In the interest of time, I know President is about to ring the bell. In the interest of time, we have moved from just doing things for just and gone to doing things for impact. So whatever we do, let's assess, even before we do it, the impact that is going to deliver to that community. Let me tell you just one small story. I was seated with past President Babu, who is also AGE, in Zanzibar for AGE's training, and he told me a story that did not seem to have impact. Because when he was bringing it, he said, this story is not among those that they have accredited to be impactful. But to me, I said, it's because we have not talked about it. Now, here was a school, PJK, you'll help me to get the village of PP Babu. A school in his village where their P7 candidates would not even fetch a first grade year after year. And then he sat with the headmaster and said, what is the problem? Said, you know what? Let's start with simple things. Some people don't turn up to do PLE. Others turn up and go away. There is no motivation at all. Then this other Rotarian said, you know, first and foremost, before we go to the windows and desk, I'll provide a meal on those 2 days that they do PLE. And what was the meal involving? Just nyama, nkoko nyama. The next year, the following one, there were 17 first grades. Why? People would not come to school because they were hungry. Just a meal. Okay? And the following year, they now thought that, you know, sometimes we look at structures and leave the small things that would make impact to someone that you want to help. Then there was a scenario that was shared when an MP wanted to support a community and went to Butter to buy shoes. So he bought shoes almost same size. They were fitting, I think, these interrupters. Though those shoes were taken to the community and they took a picture. The kids, they took the shoes to where the edges of Agnes Zaki. And they held the shoes, they couldn't fit. You're not just helping a community just for the sake. You're not buying shoes just for the sake. You are buying shoes to have impact in that community. I think we need to work collectively to support the leadership team that has been unveiled for the Rotary year 2026-2027. Each one of us can do something very good. However, each one of us might have a small black spot. Don't look at that black spot, but look at the small thing that person can do that is good. If that good person is Kasana and is very good at live streaming, let Kampala Wandegeya stream live at every fellowship, and then they will know that yes, there is a brand in Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya. But we need to collectively do that. Question is not what we cannot do. Question is what we can do and do it very well. Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya, that's what we should lend to the leadership that has been unveiled, and before we know, the year will be over. PDG Stephen Mwanje one time was also unveiling, having a talk at the unveiling of a board. And then he told the president-elect that if I were you, I would be writing my end of year speech as I begin the year. Why? You exactly know what you intend to do throughout the year. You want to know where you want to put this club, and you want to know how you are going to engage the fellow Rotarians into getting the image of the club where you want it to be. Of course, we are competing. Rotary Kampala Wandegeya is competing in other spaces. We have cash rounds, we have social clubs, we have so many things. But why would someone be very attracted to Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya? That's for us to think about, and that's for us to carve out in our retreat so that we work with our president-elect. But because Engineer Stephen Tebiasa is a construction engineer and he has instruction language, so every time he would be instructing everybody, I said, no, but he will instruct everybody. And
you come here.
But, ladies and gentlemen, when he became president, I supported 120%. Why? It is our club. Whatever you do, it is Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya. There are so many others who feel that, yes, I'm Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya, and if I visit every other club, I'll just stop at that, and that's it, good for me. My dear, if you are becoming a leader in anything, we had an example of one of us who became a leader in youth exchange program, but he had to be accredited Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya. And it's what you make it. Kampala Wandegeya is not about the Ndegeyas. It's not about the buildings. It's about the brand that you want to be as Rotary Club of Kampala Wandegeya. President, let me reserve a few minutes for the questions that may come. Thank you very much.
CP, thank you for talking so well. Yes, PJ.
Apologize. I've been delayed because I was anxious to listen to the charter president of this club. And I want to request him to allow me not to ask a question,
You may be seated, sir.
but to supplement. Mr. President, a little supplement. By the way, before I supplement, I want you talked about many things, including impact and visibility. Mr. President, 2 of your members were with us yesterday, and I want to request that you allow that they stand up and we clap for them. They were in Mengo on yesterday, 2 members. Those 2 beautiful ladies were with us, again, when we are trying to sit. What do I want to emphasize, Mr. President, to you and the President-elect? Issue of the captain of a plane. The captain of a plane are the 3 critical phases. Number 1 is takeoff. How to take off at an airport and fly in the air. It's very difficult because planes catch fire at the takeoff. And at the same time, the level to which you go is affected by the way you take off. So, Mr. President-elect, I think we'll take it very seriously to see how that team takes off. But of course, it is the club taking off, like CP said. Is stabilization in the air. The plane in the air, muwagulu eyo waliyo ebisiriko ebisinga n'ebyenguudo z'omu Kampala eyo ebbali. Go high instantly. And that is stabilization in the air. N'abantu ne bawulira nti tulinga abali is for both him and the current president. How is the plane in the air? Is it properly stabilized? Do you feel? Can you go autopilot? Can you feel that it can go even when you don't come around? It's a critical matter. So the president, the Unveiled team, you have to plan for that entire, just like the CP said, among other things. You have to plan so that even the landing is part of your plan that you made before you took off. Laba nga n'abantu abali mu nnyonyi yo tebakyanyumirwa. Ate n'otuuka ng'abantu beeraliikiridde. Are we really landing? I thank you.
Just maybe, yes, we've unveiled. I hope we can also address the PE, since we didn't have that chance. Yes, we've unveiled, and we've heard the wise words of CP and PJK. And as a club, I think 12 will be. And some of the things that we really need to take seriously as a club, and especially as we are now planning the installation, is to start visiting. Of course, Charter Treasurer knows that we've always had teams visiting other clubs, so that we are very visible. So I really feel that we need to start now, today, to have those teams, so that even when we get to our installation, and of course we also have a forthcoming charter celebrations in April, we can attract the kind of people we need. So I think it's just to remind ourselves some of the things we need.